Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
The 911 recordings played tonight. Officer Bert Piolo was shot. Nick Delgado has details from day 9 of the Mark Torrey Jr. murder trial.
Crystal Paco reports on a 17th victim filing suit for child sex molestation, and he is a former bishop of the NMI Catholic Church.
And also tonight, now that the findings of a study are out, Ken Quintanilla has the latest debate once again, raising the minimum wage. Half a day, everybody, and good evening. Thanks so much for tuning in to Primetime on KUAM. Well, the prosecution has rested during day 9 in the murder trial against former GPD officer Mark Torrey Jr.
Their final presentation included the 911 call Officer Bert Piolo made after he was shot. KUAM's Nick Delgado has more.
Another very tense moment in the courtroom.
What is your address, sir?
Listen as the 911 recording of Officer Bert Piolo's final moments are played.
Anyone else there with you, sir? Okay, where were you shot, sir? In your car. Do not hit there. Okay, no. Sir, let me speak to the person that's with you. You just try to relax. Okay, I gotta tell the dementia. What is your name, sir?
Piolo struggling to tell the emergency operator where he was calling from or what just happened.
I want to help you. You need to help me. Give the phone to someone else.
Throughout the first few minutes of the call, Piolo was heard moaning and in excruciating pain. A chilling 21 minutes for the Piolo family as Officer Piolo's mother covers her ears as the audio plays out. But minutes in, the line goes dead. The 911 operator calls it into the Dededo police precinct before getting Piolo back on the line.
I'm here. Okay. Officer Torrey? Okay, which Torrey are you? Mark Torrey. He's there with him. Okay, the gunshot wound to the chest. Are you guys applying pressure?
Mark Torrey Jr. is then heard speaking to the operator, incoherent at times, as he too misspoke about their exact address. But Torrey could faintly be heard saying this during the call.
How did he get shot? Did he do it to himself?
During the trial, Torrey's father, Lieutenant Mark Torrey Sr., also testified, recalling what he saw when he walked outside of his home to all the chaos. Lieutenant Torrey testifying Piolo appeared distraught and stated, "LT, please help me. They shot me." The 911 recording allowed the jury a chance to hear the exact phrase and what would become Piolo's final words before the call ended and medics showed up. The prosecution also used an off-island forensics expert to show 3D images of what could have happened when Piolo was shot. Attorney General's Office investigator Anthony Camacho says they used evidence and scanned the crime scene to come up with each demonstration.
The gun would have been motioned towards the driver from the passenger side, and in a contact position, the gun would have been fired.
Judge Michael Berdalio instructed the jury that the 3D scenarios should not be viewed as what actually happened on July 2015. Meantime, the prosecution rested its case, prompting defense attorney Jay Arreola to call for an acquittal, but Judge Berdalio immediately denied his request. He did, however, give the prosecution until midday Tuesday to file their response. Trial resumes Wednesday morning. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nick Delgado.
No arrests have been made in the fatal auto-pedestrian crash in Antigua last week. This, according to Guam Police Department acting spokesperson Officer Paul Tapao. An autopsy conducted on Friday concluded 58-year-old Antolin John Luck died from a broken neck, crushed chest, and broken back. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola ruled the manner of death accidental.
In other news, the motorcyclist involved in a crash along PD on Saturday afternoon remains in stable condition. GPD acting spokesperson Officer Paul Tapao says the operator lost control of his bike and struck a raised median. The operator was transported to Naval Hospital in Agana Heights.
The Sunday pickets in front of the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica continue strong with the singular demand to defrock Archbishop Anthony Aperon. According to Laity Forward Movement's Lou Klitsky, protesters are now multi-generational, seeing as grandmothers are joined by their children and their children. Although there's been limited information released on the ongoing canonical trial for Aperon, who allegedly sexually molested altar boys decades ago in Guam, protesters remain hopeful the Vatican is listening. Aperon was spotted in California last month. He also faces lawsuits at the federal court for allegations of child molestation.
Well, in our next story, another former Guam priest stands accused of child molestation.
As Crystal Paco reports, former Bishop of the NMI, Tomas A. Camacho, is the latest clergyman named in a lawsuit against the church.
Much like the others, Melvin Dueñas was an altar boy when he allegedly fell victim to child molestation by the hands of church clergy. Today, 55 years old, he marks the 17th victim to file suit against the church. According to federal court filings, Dueñas was the chief of altar boys at St. Joseph Parish in Inarajan. His duties, which included ringing the church bell multiple times a day, in addition to serving at Mass daily and 3 times on Sundays. He was asked to live in the guest room at the St. Joseph Rectory. Thomas Camacho now the diocese in the Mariana Islands. The complaint alleges that between 1971 to 1974, when Dueñas was 10 to 13 years old, he was sexually molested and raped by Camacho on a nightly basis. According to Dueñas, he would be allowed to his room until the priest was satisfied. Despite efforts to resist the sexual abuse and prevent Camacho from penetrating him, Dueñas reports he was not able to free himself and ultimately ran away from the rectory to escape the abuse. Dueñas also names Father Louis Brouillard. Court documents state Dueñas on occasion served Mass at the San Isidro Catholic Church of Malolo. Much like other accusations against Brouillard, Dueñas reports the priest would walk around naked, not only in the convent in front of the boys, but under his robe while saying Mass. Dueñas was not alone in the abuse, as the complaint states other boys were subject to masturbating and performing oral sex on the priest, who also served as the scoutmaster for the Boy Scouts of America. Last year, Brouillard admitted in a phone interview with KUAM to molesting young boys while on Guam. Today, he lives in Minnesota, and although he's been removed as a priest, the Archdiocese of Agana confirms he still receives a $300 monthly stipend. As an adult, Dueñas tried to confront Father Camacho. In 2006 or 2007, Dueñas was in Saipan and made multiple efforts to contact Camacho via phone and email, but no response has been made to date. KUAM reached out to the Diocese of Chalancanoa shortly after the complaint was filed in the federal court, but no response was made as of news time. Camacho retired as a bishop in 2010 and still resides in Saipan. He is 83 years old. The lawsuit, like the others filed by attorney David Lujan, who represents all the alleged victims to date, seeks $5 million in damages. To view the complaint in its entirety, visit our website. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Elsewhere, an airman in the Guam Air National Guard has entered a plea agreement with the feds. Nathaniel E. Martin pleaded guilty to making a false statement to a federal government agency. Court documents state he reported a monthly rental or housing payment of $1,300 despite having inherited his deceased mother's Dededo home. He faces up to 5 years behind bars and must pay back the $4,000 he fraudulently obtained back to the Defense Finance and Accounting Service.
A 19-year-old woman is behind bars for getting heated over the use of their clothes dryer. Court documents state Sheree Ashley Salas allegedly confronted the victim for using the dryer because, quote, it was causing the power bill to be very high. Salas allegedly hit the victim in the face, knocked her to the ground, and mounted her torso and continued to beat her. Although others tried to stop the beating, Salas allegedly grabbed hold of a hammer and made death threats to the victim, who court documents indicate is 5 months pregnant. Salas was arrested for terrorizing as a third-degree felony and family violence as a misdemeanor.
Well, we got a story for you now that many people are reacting to on Facebook since we first broke it earlier this afternoon, as 2 men and 3 women have been arrested in connection to a fight that happened just across the street from the precinct down in Agana. Now, this viewer-submitted video taken last week Thursday shows 2 women jumping in despite police efforts to break up the riot. Court documents state that Jamie Sawas, Maria Sawas, Mainina Kachitoki, Timson Chitaro, and Sokiaf Peter were arrested for disorderly conduct as a misdemeanor.
Stay tuned, we've got a lot more news coming up.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming, KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust. It's a beautiful day we can always count on. And the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need. It's a beautiful day wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
Yeah! What do you think?
Solid.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back, everybody, to Primetime. A hearing on another bill attempting to roll back raises got underway minutes ago as Senator Frank Uggan Jr.'s Bill 4 would repeal raises for the governor, lieutenant governor, and your elected senators. This latest proposal reduces the governor's salary to $90,000 a year, the salary of the lieutenant governor of Guam to $85,000 a year, and the members of the legislature to a little over $55 grand. Uggan says this proposal saves the government more than $50,000 a month. By way of a release, he says, quote, "We've had these raises for 2 years and all of the same problems still exist. It's time," he says, "we put our money where our mouth is and start rethinking our priorities." Speaker B.J. Cruz's Committee on Appropriations has already received a pile of written testimony on the bill, a majority of which are from the governor's cabinet opposing the legislation. Well, moving on in our rundown now, it's set off a war of words over the past few years between businesses and island leaders alike. And now, after months of delay, a study on the impact of the latest minimum wage was finally released. Our Ken Quintanilla has more on what it means for businesses and future increases ahead.
I guess the only reaction would be we're glad it's finally out.
And after months of delay, the economic impact study on the last minimum wage increase was finally released. It's a report Chairman Bobby Stringy says the Guam Chamber of Commerce wanted before any additional wage hikes.
It's an opportunity for all parties to sort of dissect it, review it, come up with, what's the next plan of action.
And while the chamber holds off on giving any actual opinion just yet, Speaker B.J. Cruz, on the other hand, isn't holding back. He says a study could have been done for decades for every time the minimum wage saw an increase.
The banshees have been whining that it was going to cause all kinds of apocalypse, and it didn't happen. It never happened.
In 2015, the minimum wage went up to $1 to $8.25 an hour. The results showed the wage hike did not negatively impact the island's economic progress, and the employment trends showed continued job and wage growth. Meanwhile, businesses didn't see a reduction in workers' hours or benefits in the year that followed the last wage increase.
At least I'm hoping that they will look at it and say, this is not BJ. This was written by some academician from University of Washington and University of Guam. And these are scientifically founded. They are not some conjecture by some crazy politician.
The report included an addendum on employer-employee perceptions, which wasn't part of the scope of work required. This showed employers were, quote, concerned that the proposed increases would force them to raise prices, and nearly half indicated they would be forced to cut hours for their workers. Cruz says this opinion piece was poorly written.
I was dismayed that anybody attempted to attach that trash piece at the end.
And with the report complete, Cruz introduced Bill 20 Monday to increase the minimum wage to $9.20 by October 1st this year, and then to $10.10 by the following year. Stringy refrained from giving his support just yet.
That's actually kind of hard to say at this point because I think that's where the dialogue begins. I can't really give you an answer on that because the umbilical cord has been freshly cut and we're still at the point where we're reviewing things.
And whether any actual apocalypse actually takes place, Stringy says there's still room to have concern with any possible increase in wages.
It's good to hear that we had a great year in 2015. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and let's hope it continues. But at the same time, just because we had a great year does not mean that we should not be cautious and I'm not going to say the word apocalypse, but a recession was to occur. So at the end of the day, it's really, we have to do this responsibly.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Well, on that note, Governor Calvo is still going over the report, saying upon cursory review, the report reflects several areas of concern from both employers and workers alike. He adds input from the community should be included as they discuss further in public hearings. Now, additionally, the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce's board president, Vanessa Williams, says they're pleased with the outcome of the study, saying they actually gave its support to Cruz's efforts in 2014 to raise the minimum wage. She says while it wasn't without controversy, they believe it was the right position to take and is consistent with one of the missions to improve compensation of women. Attorney Williams says, quote, "We believe the increase is good for the economy and welfare of women." Well, it does appear now that one senator's objection to a bill's dual referral held some weight. Last month, Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. wanted Bill 3 regarding GovGuam's health insurance to be referred to his Committee on Health. And while the bill at first was referred to the Committee on Appropriations, the senator felt the bill does not contain any financial authorization. Following this request, Committee on Rules Chairman Senator Mike Sinicolas instead did a dual referral, as I said, believing the measure had a twofold impact and wanted to allow for all perspectives. Rodriguez objected, saying under the current standing rules, there was no such thing as a dual referral. Following opinion from counsel, Sinicolas says Rodriguez's objection was correct. Sinicolas says while nothing in the rules specifically prohibits it, since it was clarified by counsel, they will not do any dual referral anymore. Bill 3, however, won't be moved to Committee on Health, but instead will remain with the Appropriations Group. A public hearing was held last Friday with Rodriguez since setting up village meetings over the next 2 months.
They're not your average Joes. Both are committed to making Department of Education the best it can be. But even before they square off on the agency's budget request, the two are having some differences on the numbers.
As a former member of the Education Board, he's familiar with the process.
I honestly believe that what their budget request is a little bit too much.
Committee Chair on Public Education, Senator Joseph Augustine, has raised concern with the amount of money the Guam Department of Education has requested for textbooks, a whopping $17 million.
I went last week to their warehouse to look at their books. I don't know exact amount what it's worth, but I found books that were still in boxes, brand new. They said it was over ordered. I've got books there that are brand new and they're marked survey. What are we doing with all these books?
He contends DOE needs to move into the 21st century.
So $17 million is even in question because why haven't they gone online? Why haven't they asked for computers, money for computers? Why don't we move up to the time of day and say, let's go with what's going on today?
Acting DOE Superintendent Joe Sanchez wishes it were that simple.
The unfortunate fact is we don't provide enough instructional materials to our teachers, which includes not just textbooks, but any type of reference materials or resources that we provide to them. And you know, with the Adequate Education Act, we're supposed to be, we're required actually to provide a textbook and a workbook for every student for every class that they take. But the budget that we get every year is nowhere near sufficient.
According to Sanchez, unfortunately, it's the same story every year. Hence, the cycle continues. Not enough money for textbooks and not enough money for technology.
So every year we get an allotment, or we get an appropriation of about 1.5 million in the last couple of years. And even at that, you know, if we're short on the cash, we're not able to use that entire amount for textbooks or materials. So really we're in a situation where we have not been able to provide a lot of these resources to teachers. And again, like I mentioned, there's only so much that we can ask them to do in terms of getting it off the internet and using the resources that we have.
In total, DOE is seeking about $330 million for FY18.
If I understand Senator San Augustine's concerns, is he wants to make sure that we're first maximizing the resources that we currently have. And I believe that we've done that.
I've asked them to break it down, show me what you got so I can help you, so I can help the schools get to where they need to be.
It is a good idea to stay out of the water this week. Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan are currently under a small craft and high surf advisory until Friday night at 6 o'clock. The advisories were issued by the National Weather Service as a result of a large north-northwest swell continuing across the Marianas waters.
Well, the Port Authority of Guam and other news is reporting a surprising increase in cruise line activity. General Manager Joanne Brown says less than 2 months into the year, already 3 vessels have come into port. The 1,100-passenger Amsterdam came in last week, preceded by a pair visit by the cruise ship Asuka. And Brown says there are more coming in the future.
At seeing a much larger vessel coming in, the Norwegian, which right now is estimated to have just that single vessel, over 4,000 passengers that will be coming to Guam for a couple of days. So definitely seeing an increase in cruise line activity just at the beginning of the year.
The board also received details on the port's latest financial audit, with Brown saying for the 5th year in a row, the agency has been designated a low-risk auditee.
It's a very positive sign that we're seeing an increased cash flow into the port, and certainly seeing an increase of activity. I mean, this past year, on average, on an average month, we would see sometimes 16 to 18% increase in container movements.
The port's cash position increased to $36 million, and net income rose by $7 million.
A North Korean missile landed in the Sea of Japan after the latest ballistic missile launch on Sunday morning. Public Information Officer Jenna Gamindi says the Guam offices of Homeland Security and Civil Defense are monitoring the situation closely.
The ballistic missile test from North Korea did reach an altitude of about 350 miles into the air. So there are no immediate threats to Guam and the Marianas at this time, but we remind residents just be aware of the situation.
Meanwhile, over the weekend, Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe called the launch absolutely intolerable. And President Donald Trump says the U.S. stands by Japan 100%. North Korea has conducted a number of missile tests over the past year, and just last November, the highest-ranking member of the Republic of Korea's military visited Guam to take a first-hand look at the island's terminal high-altitude area defense battery, which officials say can effectively shoot down potential ballistic missile threats to the island.
Well, it is all about taking risks. That's what several female entrepreneurs shared before the Chamber Business Women's Network Forum held at the Lati Hotel. The forum focused on female entrepreneurs speaking about influences and personal risk that led to achievements and personal success. Rachel Adzuzu has been a practicing attorney for several years and only recently opened the Sugar Hut Express Spa. She says dream big and it can be done.
So I just want my message to be that, you don't have to be put in a box just because you're known to do something, to do one thing. It doesn't mean that you can't go and explore and venture out into other things. And it doesn't matter where you're at in life, how old you are. I mean, especially in this age of the internet and technology, gosh, we can really live 5 different lives in one lifetime because anything is possible.
You might also recognize Rachel as a former KUAM reporter. Very good one. The forum was titled Nothing Risked, Nothing Gained and featured more than 24 members of the Women's Network, a committee of the Guam Chamber of Commerce.
We started our island weekend on a very somber note as Samantha Serban, one of the cancer warrior princesses who captivated our island community with her strength and bravery in facing cancer head on, earned her angel wings Saturday morning in a Los Angeles hospital, passing away peacefully.
Please join us in praying for this beautiful little girl as well as her family during this incredibly difficult time. Sam inspired Guamanians throughout the world, and she truly will never be forgotten. Sam had just recently turned 11 years old.
Sports is next, but first, here's your weather forecast.
Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments with you. Happy New Year from GTA.
There's a reason why you keep going. When it's your own hard work that brought you to this point. You do everything to protect what you've earned. Because every move that brings you closer to your goals leaves you no excuse but to keep moving forward. This is what makes you an alpha.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
B-I-G-M-A-C, get it, B-I-G-M-A-C. Oh, you got a fresh fade? Close the big deal today? Got that old school flow? You just came into some dough? Beat the boss? Need that special sauce? Oh, found your keys, hit some threes, love melted cheese? Whoa! Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Tourism, it's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
This is what precision sounds like. Sound dampening technologies like triple door seals that help keep outside noise out.
Talk about getting out of a tight spot.
Introducing the midsize pickup only GMC could build.
In more ways than one.
Canyon from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade.
Get 5,000 cash back on select 2016 GMC Canyon vehicles in stock. Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam, Chris Barnett with sports on this Valentine's Day Eve. That's right, V-Day. Tomorrow, guys. Don't forget, I got your back. Let's kick off the sports show tonight with a little high school boys basketball.
Tejan High playing host of G-Dub Geckos in boys high school hoops. Franklin Tyron gets the shot to go in between 2 defenders, basket and 1 for 3 the hard way. Geckos working the give and go off the inbound. Nick Raffel to Ricky Macias, who returns the favor the other way for a 3-point play in traffic. John C. Hagel with a heads-up play on his defender, gets the position down low, draws contact on the shot, basket, and one. Mendiola Mariano with the pass to Ricky Macias. Macias splits it and goes up with a shot. That's good for two. Evan Miller works his way to the corner, sets up the pump fake. Mullard here to get the defender to leave his feet. Miller puts down one dribble, pulls up the J, sparking for the home team. Mendiola Mariano avoids a turnover and finds Pedro Salas at the top of the key. Salas showing his range. Uchan, rain three-pointer. It's good. Richard Santos comes up with a steal, uses his speed to get to the basket for the easy layup. Both teams playing to the whistle on both ends of the court. Missed three-point try by the Titans. Number 21, Nick Rafael with the ball driving down court, goes behind the back with a dribble, hard to the rack for the score and the foul. The Geckos win one on the road, 65-59. Pat Wolf looking to reintroduce the T-ball program at Tamuning's Eagle Lake Field. Yep, that's what it's called. Right next to Tamuning Elementary School, T-ball. An introduction for kids 4 to 8 years old to teach the skills of running the bases, throwing, batting, and catching. Wolf ran the program years ago, 19 forgotten, and is inviting families with kids ages 5 and 6 to come out free of charge.
It's a program that I started actually 35 years ago when my oldest son was 5 years old. And did it for all my sons and gave it up for a while. But now the grands are ready and it's time to resurrect the program.
Parents or guardians must accompany their child during the 1-hour practice session, which runs from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. every Saturday.
Parents stay and actually get involved out on the field with the kids. And we'll be giving the instruction. So it's basically 3 F's: fun, fundamentals of baseball, and friendship.
For more info on the program, contact Mr. Wolf, 649-7502.
It's actually a load of laughs watching these little kids run around. And you know, the skills of baseball are, it's a stiff learning curve, but we make it fun in the process of learning.
PressCon announcing the official partnership between Mega Bingo Community Corporation and the Guam Football Association held at the GFA facility. Annual donation worth $60,000 and will be given to the GFA on a monthly basis in increments of $5,000. The GFA's Youth League, which is made up of 15 clubs, hundreds of players in different age groups, numerous coaches and referees will definitely appreciate the funding.
It will be able to give children an opportunity to focus on healthy minds and healthy bodies rather than other things that are not good for them.
Funds from the annual sponsorship going towards covering 50% of Youth League fees, with youth clubs directly benefiting from cost savings. The GFA started receiving money from the partnership since October of 2016. Teams benefit with better training environments, equipment, and recruiting. OMG, did somebody say bingo? I love bingo. It's good for the soul, I tell you. All right, hey, on behalf of our sports director, David Elgato, thanks for watching, and you keep on shining, Guam. My name is Chris. Adios!
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months.
At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier New Year event. For the new year, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Kumon or log on nissanguam.com.
Taco Bell has made a shell entirely out of fried chicken. Sounds crazy, but is it?
When people saw the first car, they thought it was absolutely preposterous. And when rock and roll hit the airwaves, people said it was
Crazy demon music.
When the internet came along, why is it making that noise? Yep. People thought it was crazy too. So when you see the naked chicken chalupa with the first shell made entirely out of fried chicken, I think it's crazy. Crazy delicious.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings of fit to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Your
about to go down, boy. Oh, yeah? I'll show you, buddy. How you like me now? Bring it on. I'll shut you up. Oh, yeah? Come on.
When it comes to trucks, we have to put our foot down. Anything with a Ford badge on it has to crank the most power, the most torque, and get the absolute best fuel economy. Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for 40 straight years.
That's it, boys. Fight it out for second place.
Happiest of birthday wishes going out to the newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. They are led off by Kiara Rojas, love from Auntie Din, Grandma Ogden, and the entire family.
Happy birthday to Chris Cruz and Chris Castro coming from your family. We love and God bless you both.
And they're both spelled C-R-I-S. I love that story. All right, happy belated birthday wishes going out to Caleb. This comes from Benji Papa and your entire family.
Happy birthday to Lourdes Sablon from the Familia.
Michelle Mateo also celebrated a birthday, and your family says, have a wonderful one.
And happy belated second birthday going out to Anthony James Duanius. Love Uncle Josh, Auntie Ray, and family.
All right, sometimes people just say from the family. Other times people list every one of them, and that's cool. Such as Lourdes Barnes Pimentel, who had a birthday over the weekend. This comes from your husband, Arthur, your daughters and their husbands, Flora and Robert, Lori and Marlon, Rena and William, your grandkids, Remy Lou, Lavon, Marlon Jr., Caleb, Regina, Jaron, Arthur Jed, Tassi, Tano, and your great-grandbaby, Amira. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You. List everybody, your cousins, your Pari, your Nino, your Nina. I've got enough breath, trust me, and we want to make sure everybody's happy. So go to KUAM.com and register. You too can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Stay tuned. Extras up next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Off a day, everybody, and welcome back to the week, and welcome back to Nestor Lecanto, who begins this week with Business Matters, and he talks to someone from an internationally known online travel service, which shows you how Guam's tourism-related companies really need to embrace mobile technology.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
A representative of the world's largest travel site says Guam's tourism-related businesses need to get into mobile to truly succeed. Sarah Matthews is the head of Destination Marketing Asia Pacific for TripAdvisor. She spoke at a seminar at the Leo Palace Resort recently, sponsored by the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Mobile is really where travelers are at, and I think that's the huge focus right now, where travelers are searching, they're planning, and they're booking on mobile. So the key for Guam is to make sure that businesses are getting themselves into that mobile space, that their content is listed and their content is bookable on the mobile device.
TripAdvisor has over 60 million members and provides user-generated content on its website. There are over 170 million reviews and opinions of hotels, restaurants, and other travel-related businesses from all over the world. Travelers can learn more about the places they plan to visit, and businesses can gain insight into what travelers are searching for.
TripAdvisor, we've had over 370 million downloads of TripAdvisor's app, and we have 390 million unique users coming to the site every month. These travelers are searching and planning and booking through our mobile device as well as on the desktop. So I think the key is to make sure that you're in that space to get that share of wallet. I think providing great service, offering authenticity, that's what travelers are looking for when they're traveling. Getting online and responding to reviews and asking for reviews. When a traveler's come and stayed or had a meal at your restaurant or been out with you to visit around the island, ask them to leave a review and share their experience with other travelers. I think it's a great tool that they can use. And we have Review Express, which is a free tool as well for businesses to get travelers to write reviews for them.
Matthew says having an online or mobile presence is particularly important for Guam since our main source of visitors is Asia, and the Asia Pacific region is one of the world's most connected markets. She adds that something as basic as free Wi-Fi service is very important to Asian travelers in particular.
We see it certainly when we're out in the streets. Everybody's on their mobile phone, and we see it all over the world. But certainly in certain destinations, we're seeing greater usage of mobile devices when they're booking. I think connection is really important, connectivity. And I understand, Hong Kong Express, for example, is now flying from Hong Kong direct to Guam. That's why we've seen that spike, that traveler interest. I think making sure that you've got good routes for travelers to get to Guam is important. And then sharing that, telling people how easy it is to get to Guam. And it's not far, it's actually fairly quick to get here, say from Hong Kong. So yeah, sharing that information.
Matthew says among the pitfalls to avoid is not getting the right message out or not getting enough information out to prospective tourists. Also, understanding what travelers are looking for and how your destination is unique compared to the competition.
I think not telling the full story. I think one of the keys is to showcase as much as you've got and the history and the stories behind it. I think it's easy to just focus maybe just on the beach, which are beautiful, but there's more than that. There's so much more. I think that is what Guam needs to talk a bit more about. Tell us about yourself. I think that's what's really important. And we want that. Travelers want that real experience, that authenticity. You want that when you travel. When you go to a different country, you want to get to know the local community. And TripAdvisor is ultimately a community site where we want travelers to share their experiences with other travelers. So yeah, keep sharing is what I'd say.
According to TripAdvisor data, Guam-related online traffic has grown by about 7% over the past 3 years. And Matthew says Asia Pacific is the fastest growing region, primarily because of travelers from China. In fact, projections indicate that by the year 2030, about 50% of the global travel population will come from Asia, which means, once again, Guam's location puts it at an advantage. But TripAdvisor's Matthews believes that companies here will need an online presence to really capitalize.
I think keep doing what they're doing. I think, this seminar has been really interesting because getting to talk to all of the businesses, hearing some of their challenges, I think is really interesting. We want to help businesses get online and make sure I for one, put it in mobile and be focused on helping the businesses in that mobile space.
For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor LeConte.
Matters, presented by Guamanian Magazine.
After this.
The strongest teams. We're committed to keeping you close, even when you're not. ETA strong.
Home Pizza wants to surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust buds with salted cheese stuffed inside amazing crust. And just $8.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is irresistible. Your sliced pizza for fat with just right into the crust. Just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza, the island's best.
Ren has won this award, including four-wheeler pickup truck of the year and heavy-duty pickup truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best class torque and 31,210 on the road, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, does all this award engineering add up to? Right, American lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck.
That's a part of our everyday. Bringing in the cars we drive to help from caring for our Maki Itano program, generously supporting our local tradition and growth of our. On behalf of those you served throughout your 20 years on Guam, this month.
Welcome to Jason Saul alongside my dear friend Stacy Kreitcher. Stacy, hello.
Be back.
Back in her old stomping grounds. She's been here for many, many years. Did wonderful work for us. Is now in your post. Who am I missing? Your resume.
Well, I do on air stuff for NBC, a little bit of everything.
Very nice.
Local LA and extra.
Very cool. So
Extra time.
on the YouTube comment to Stacy, because he is here to actually show us this wonderful menagerie we have of Valentine.
We're really doing last minute ideas, so all you guys who have to take something, this is the time.
And
So,
of course,
right. No, I
has
kind
to
of
do
did
it. You too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got your
So my category. So if I want to start with the ladies. So of course, I mean, 3 hours watching. Being over at makes the most gorgeous arrangement. I mean, I haven't seen something like this even in LA. This is beautiful. So give anyone this, and you're going to be an all-star.
Color
And also just like layered, and it has really. Also, of course, when go wrong with jewelry. So this amulet is really pretty. It's rose gold. You can kind of awesome.
And KUAM. Those people. That's the end of that discussion.
And then there's a beautiful candle. It's peach and freesia, and that is Tea Galleria. They have such gorgeous things going crazy, and they're doing a giveaway. They've been doing it since February 8th, and every at 9 p.m. they give away 14 prizes. And all you do is receipt. So it can be something like a chocolate bar, or it can be a $75 something. You take it to an entry, and you have to be at 9 win $200 gift card, a sports bag, lots of different things. So it's really a great enter, and you'll be, you know.
And I love the fact that the 14, playing on the day of the
something for everybody. That's really also one stop. And from Guam, whether it's mom, your girlfriend, your best friend, she does these beautiful, beautiful pewter and custom. So I think people who go on to her website, lovefrom.com, she will do custom. So it could be your mom's name, your kid's name,
birthday.
And then, of course, let's move on
Twitter.
to that. Yes, Twitter.
There you go.
Don't do it.
Okay.
I do Instagram.
And
Cakes. And then,
nice.
Yes, pancakes. And of course, for high tide guys, let's talk about recent watches are always on trend. This is a beautiful watch. I mean, everyone plays. I mean, I think my uncle, my cousins, everybody here plays golf. My dad. I mean, golf. You can run. That's bestseller books. There's great book there. It's beautiful. It's time for man grooming on. Can we all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Body Heels has beautiful men's grooming stuff. Everything from hair to shaving. Their shave cream is so great. Sensitive. It's amazing. And then let's talk about couples. Valentine's is certainly for couples. Visit Tani has a passion spa retreat. This is ingredients. It's really refreshing, and so it's followed by a massage, and that is $220 per person or $385. Full beautiful gift. Anybody will love that. And also, most people look at gold membership. If you go online, sign up for the gold membership, you automatically, it's free. You get 50% off any, like a massage, a scrub, anything like that.
And plus experiences you were
Your
with
spa
your
is
significant other.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Of course, Toy Story did a collaboration
yes.
with Vans. Says Annie. That's really cool.
Okay, I'm old enough to remember, man. They were the pure blue.
No more. So this is from Kicks Hawaiian.
Disney's like,
Socks are really, and these are. I can't the price. So amazing. $6.99 for these stance socks in the mainland. Those are so expensive. GoPro is, again, for any guy, teenager, whatnot, GoPro is such a cool gift idea because it's also used as a camera. You can get a housing for like underwater. It's really cool. And Zori's Only actually is wrapped here on island. And you can go to zorisonly.com and it's completely on sale. It's $355. February 14th through 16th.
Yeah, this GoPro is going to be put to some good use, so let's just,
you'll keep that.
Yeah.
And then of course, Teen Girls, Chamglands, local. It's beautiful, eco beauty. Clairesonic's always fun. Forever 21 has great kind of like portable, fun gift items like socks with bananas on them in little cases. Again, Tea Galleria has really cute things from Benefit. For friends and coworkers who are maybe less personal gift, adult coloring books are really, really on trend. So you can give this Vogue one for a fashionista or a coloring book.
And that is the thing. I mean, they say Valentine's Day is for lovers, but you can do a gift
for your
of
coworkers.
friendship for a coworker. I appreciate you.
Yes, and moving on to like great coworker gifts, Mauna Loa nuts. I mean, I think we forget because I think we just see them everywhere that those are so healthy and good. So giving it to coworkers where that they're going to appreciate that it's something small but yet really meaningful and thoughtful. And they make
macadamia nuts and a GoPro.
That's
the winning
right.
combination.
And then for the foodie, I found all of that in the basket at Ross. I mean, that is a cool gift, and that is under $20. Everything in that basket. Those cute little gold shoes are from Ross for some little baby. I mean,
is
who
awesome.
doesn't need those? They'll say Valentine's Day completely. And then they have such a great selection of books at Bestseller, and even at Ross, they have really like local vibe books, like the little Hawaii baby book down there, and then like little travelers library sets for like when you go on an airplane to fly international, which is a long time. And then lastly, one of the things that I appreciated when I was, in college and, being far from home was a gift from home. And so these Butler's it's like the basket haven. If you've ever, I don't know if a lot of people have either been to Butler's and knows it or doesn't. It's in Sinahanya. They have these gorgeous baskets with the handles. And if you send something like that to somebody in the mainland, Godiva chocolates, little just Guam souvenirs and things that we love. Tita's Gujaria is one thing that was always on my list. And just really fun, beautiful basket.
Yeah, the connection to home really has an impact on somebody emotionally.
And you get that, basket or that box and you're super stoked.
So Stacey, what I'm seeing here is, of course, you can go all out and break the bank if you wanted to for a special someone. Conversely, you can give a gift that's very, very affordable that you can find literally at the last minute that still has as much of an impact.
I mean, GPO is, again, it's like you go in there, there's so many shops, it's so wonderful. Go in there, Forever 21, Ross, I mean, all of them, I ran into all those shops. They were so great and it's so easy to shop for everyone. Same thing with Tea Galleria, and then also with Dusit Tawny. If you really want to go kind of step it up, you're really doing a beautiful thing and everyone will be super appreciative. And also, can we talk about our High Tide event?
Yes, please do. And tell people as we take a selfie, where can they find High Tide?
Okay, High Tide is taking place at Dusit Tawny on Friday, February 17th from 8:30 in the morning until 6. You can get tickets at hightidecollective.co. And we've partnered with the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce, and we are so, so excited about this event. We're going to have amazing speakers who've been flown in from the mainland. We have pop-up shop, DIY projects. We also have beauty lounge and just incredible speakers for anyone who's launching a business, in business, or just wants to come and have a really awesome day.
The networking opportunities alone are worth the price of admission.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for educating us. Thank you for sharing these wonderful ideas, and thank you for sharing your passion, which is beyond obvious. Thank you, and happy Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, stay tuned, everybody. We are back right after this one.
Yay.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. 'Cause I'm caught up in the current of your love. And as you walk along the beach alone to escape the wild stone, amplified by the musical tone, supplied by the John Dank Show. Supplied by the John Dank Show. Rockin' steady, I'm gonna put it on you. Are you ready? Caught up in the current of your love.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just, feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So, I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
We got something special for you, my friends. Our very own John Bustamante was down in Tumon this past weekend for the Love Light Park opening. He put together this special montage just for you. Enjoy.
Your smile's deceiving. It's really quite pleasing. Believing that someone's gonna help you out this time, but not this time. I remember when you used to smile. It's been a while, you smile. Turn everything around back to square one. Being alone is never really my style. And things are looking up now that we're done. Your eyes aren't deceiving. Show what you're feeling. You're draining your sense of security inside. Your mind is completing, but the heart that's still beating, believing that someone's gonna help you up this time. I remember when you used to smile. I'll admit it's been a while, reminiscing about the days that are gone. Well, it was you and me by the beach. We had the world within our reach. The castle all made of sand fell into the sea. It was only you and me. Only you and me. only, my smile still makes it, but my heart is still beating. There's a new way I'm breathing, and I never felt so right.
With it, John, make sure we take a real quick break. Josh is going to come up and have a couple words. Thank you so much, guys. Stick around.
Again, just want to welcome you all to the launch of the GVB Year of Love Light Park. This is going to be going on through March 17th. We're celebrating Valentine's right now. And then also in March, we're going to be celebrating Japan White Day. And so...
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E